Ed eccoci signore e signori con quella che è l'ultima live per l'estate, prima della pausa estiva, con Baldur's Gate 3 e ci rimane soltanto di fare l'ultimo giro, no, ormai quello che c'è da visitare l'abbiamo visitato nella zona prima di Baldur's Gate, adesso ci toccherà andare effettivamente alla città, quindi facciamo giro di dialoghi con tutti i vari PG e poi dormiamo.
Greetings.
Questo è stato semplice. Perché non ha l'armatura cosa? Dobbiamo sistemare il problema.
You wanted something?
Sì, che ti rimetti l'armatura, grazie.
I'd
Vediamo.
join you, but things are looking a tad
Togliamo
crowded. Lead
Astarion.
the way then. You wanted something?
Poi
My faith will guide me.
problema risolto. E qui con queste piattaforme di Twitch non si sa mai, eh. È un attimo. Allora, poi dicevamo. Level up ci pensiamo dopo.
You wanted something? For the... You wanted something? I'm sorry. Of course...
I can't believe it. I can't believe Aelin is here. And my father. I heard what happened. What he'd become. By killing him. You set him free. You set Aelin free. And me. A great deal. But still, some of the details elude me. Ketheric Thorm was my father. He raised me to serve Selûne as my mother, rest her soul, had wished. He was everything to me, all my life. When an emissary of Selûne came to our little town, we were elated. Dame Aelin, daughter of the Moon Maiden herself. Tell me, do you believe in love at first sight? Guilty. The moment I looked at Aelin, I just knew I had to be with her. I was hers. That was it. Lucky for me, she felt the same way. But my father was skeptical. Aelin is immortal, after all. I understand it's strange. There's an imbalance between us, certainly. But I suppose loving Aelin felt the same as loving myself. It was natural. Then... And this is where I still need answers. I died. I'm not sure how, why, but all was black. Next I knew, I was being jolted awake. I smelled musty air, I saw shadows. And then my father's face. So changed. So hideously warped. You jest. Yet, he did seem a ghost to me. A shadow of the father I loved. He resurrected me with magic so foul, I nearly retch just thinking of it. I didn't know that then, but I could see the change in him. He told me we'd be together now. Said that Aelin was dead. I couldn't speak. Could only run. I found last light within the shadows. Made a shelter there. Prayed my father wouldn't find me. By the time Jaheira came, I'd pieced together just enough to know I'd been dead 100 years. That my father was the source of the horrors plaguing this land. My home. I couldn't tell her who I was. I had to protect them. And myself. No matter what. I did. Who would trust the next of kin of Ketheric Thorm? But I have no more secrets. It's all out in the open now, and with my father dead, I have nothing to fear. Except for Aelin. She needs healing, rest. I'm grateful for your help, your friendship. I hope we won't intrude on your hospitality too long, but I'm grateful for a safe place to, well, just to be.
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer. Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me! Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Myrkul, is dead at last. My mate, Most High, darling Isabel, is safe and well. Safe and well, and return to my embrace. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
Devo aumentare il volume di qua però. Ok.
Listen to the subtle vibrations of the Moon Maiden thumping within your heart chambers, friend. She works her magic there. My darling Isabel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it. Pray, ask, and I will tell. Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb. Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin. So mighty are her wonders, her great wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder. Ketheric Thorm, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorm never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour. We each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live!
Non ci sono altri dialoghi?
Begone, friend. I have a darling to adore.
Ah, ok, non ci sono dei dialoghi.
In due time, Mother Selûne will tell me when the time is right. Painful truths should be handled with some decorum. Begone, friend. I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help. Our thoughts are as one, my friend. You must face the Chosen of Bane and Baal. I will do my part to see them laid low. Pray, ask, and I will tell. Begone, friend. I have a darling to adore. I am free from my bond. You must face them.
Looking forward to a bit of rest.
Ah, my favorite traveling companion. The thing that will decide my fate forevermore. Yes, it's been on my mind. Why? Well, of course I've thought about it. If I completed the ritual instead of Cazador, I'd get all that power. And I could walk in the sun without fear I'd turn into a mind flare. I don't relish it, but my siblings lured thousands of people to their deaths over the years. I doubt Baldur's Gate would miss them. Of course, I don't even know if I could complete the ritual. It may be impossible, but it certainly is tempting.
You wish to consult me? I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader. Life was crueler to him than death. It is no great wonder that he found his strength in Merkel. I believe he was an honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize. It is a sharp mind that feels sympathy for one who suffers unnecessarily, not a soft heart. I saw strength in Ketheric that had been diluted by pain, but I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust. A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden. Recruited. You could call it that. I intended to wage war on their god and the rest of its presumptive followers. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution. Yes. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers. It is never safe to point out my shortcomings, Iblith. But in this instance, you are correct. Moonrise is the site of my greatest failure. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery. Perhaps I deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them. Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketheric held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. "I want this one," she said. Ketheric nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself. That is certain. You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities mostly. Those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance. A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind? She is intelligent, strong, and capable as both a leader and a fighter. An impressive woman. It is a shame that she devotes all of her talents and experience to the futile cause of the Harpers. Their devotion to preserving balance is pathetic. Precisely. Preservation and balance are an excuse for inaction and stagnation. There are organizations like the Harpers in every realm and every culture. I despise all of them.
What's on your mind?
Perfetto.
I would not linger in this land over long. But whatever your business, I will aid you if I can.
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past. Being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shaz.
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed. Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere. Something sparks in your memory. Teachings about Selûnite rites of passage, about how they would abandon their children out in the wilds and force them to find their way home. It seems that one child never came back. She was taken.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them. I don't know.
Your parents both followed the Moon Maiden. I could sense their faith, even in a brief glimpse of the past.
It is a tragedy that the Moon Maiden's right was perverted by Shah. Your future was stolen from you.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You may have once thought of them as comrades, mentors, friends, even lovers. They will all be enemies now. You have been forewarned for what is to come, but not yet forearmed. I was able to retrieve it before it sank too far into Shah's umbral domain. Shah is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shah calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shah torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
So, it's a quest to free Shadowheart's parents, is it? And here I was, worried I'd be the only one with a difficult family reunion waiting in the city.
Looking forward to a bit of rest, if I'm honest. It's been a long century.
Ha senso.
Be gone, friend. I have a darling to adore.
Almost pleasant traveling with company. If you ignore all the less pleasant aspects. Fine. What's on your mind?
Se voglio parlare del fatto che ci avesse una nuova arma, no, vabbè. Come non detto.
Shadowheart was no true child of Shah, merely a captive. She must have her vengeance.
I would not linger in this land over long, but
Nessuna reazione.
It does not surprise me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design.
Fate, dost thou require a new ally?
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now. May its keen edge draw forth whatever vengeance she desires.
I'd be delighted, though someone else will need to watch the cook pot. Wonderful.
Ok, facciamo il level up di...
Yes.
Ok. Quadratura un po' buggata, ma vabbè.
The dog wags his tail, a small bag clenched between his teeth. He gives in and surrenders his find to you.
Looking ahead.
Ah, non si tinti i capelli alla fine.
I've been lied to. My whole life. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shah denied to me. Not if you enjoy having your head attached to your neck. She stole my family from me. She stole my life. Whatever reason she has isn't... We'd better press on for now. and hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me.
Be gone, friend. I have a darling to adore.
What can I do for you, my friend?
The Absolute should be a thing of the past, and I with it. Yet, at the risk of angering Mistra further, I'm glad it didn't come to that, given what has come to light. Indeed. Under other circumstances, I might have been subdued or ashamed, but after what we saw, I must admit, I'm excited. The Elder Brain. But more importantly, the crown that it wore. Even without seeing it for myself, I could sense it. Netherese magic. So pure, so complete. And I doubted what I was feeling at first. Most Netherese artifacts contain only the faintest amount of their former power. The ghost of an echo of a memory. That crown was different. I can't fathom how such a wonder survived. Surely everything of its ilk was destroyed along with Netheril itself, but no matter. It exists. I must learn more of it. That crown sits on a gargantuan elder brain bent on destroying us and everything we hold dear. Understanding its true nature might unlock the means of our victory. We need to learn more about what we saw. An artifact as powerful as that crown must have been documented somewhere. As luck would have it, we'll soon find ourselves near one of the finest book collections this side of Candlekeep. Sorcerous Sundries. I need to go there and learn all I can. Book shopping? But yes, their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled. I mean, Netherese texts are hardly commonplace, but I'm certain they'll have one or two stashed away. You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if my suspicions prove to hold water, this could be the answer to all our problems.
Ok. Penso che qui si possono fare ancora degli acquisti nel caso.
Just tell me what you need.
Ok, ora si possono tornare a fare acquisti. Perfetto.
Lady, light your way.
Dobbiamo tornare alla base, prendere tutto quello che abbiamo e venderlo qui e ora. Perché qua ci possiamo fare dei buoni acquisti. È un'ottima occasione. E cosa succede qua? Abbiamo dei dialoghi.
As you approach Minthara, you feel her mind reaching out to yours, tentative and curious. Then it retreats, soft as a whisper.
Sorry. Old habits. A feeling. When we first met, before moonrise, I intruded on your thoughts without hesitation and took what I needed from your memories. I would not do that again, unless I had reason to think you were hiding something from me. And I do not. I did not think we would ever share anything more than an uneasy alliance, born of our mutual enmity for the Absolute. I was wrong. A deeper bond has grown between us. I trust you. But I would like to touch your thoughts again, now that my mind is my own. May I?
A questo punto.
Of course. I do not hide anything from you. Until my time in the cult of the Absolute, I had spent little time on the surface, except to raid and pillage. I did not expect to find any outside the Underdark who saw the world as I do, and wanted from the world what I want. I did not expect you. You should be. On those rare occasions when people have surprised me in the past, I received new scars to remember them by. You are different. A pleasant surprise. One of the first in my long life. Before the Absolute, I lived a life of certainties. I knew that I was destined for greatness because I was born to it. I also knew that my inherited privilege came with a cost. That the bonds of fellowship and family could be broken by envy and ambition. I could not enjoy the taste of food for fear of poisoning, and I could not enjoy the company of lovers and friends because I feared they hid knives behind their smiles. In spite of the danger, I was happy. I knew myself, and I understood the world around me. Now, nothing is certain. Without Lolth, without the Absolute, without my home, I do not know myself. But you do, I think. Show me myself through your eyes. Let me see what I am to you.
She joins her thoughts with yours, and you are as one. You share in her strength of mind and formidable will, but also the doubts that eat at her conviction. Those doubts cluster in swarms, and the thickest is around her sense of self. She pushes past, revealing the image of her you hold in your mind. What does she see? Her mind cools. Acceptance is colored by disappointment.
We are both survivors. But I hoped you saw me as more than that.
Her mind cools. Acceptance is colored by disappointment.
We need one another as allies, but I want more from you than that. I want all of you.
The cold shell of Minthara's mind melts away, and you are drawn into the heart of her. Warm, passionate, and dangerous.
I have never lacked confidence, but this conflict seems so much bigger than the two of us. It frightens me. I do not know if we will survive it, but whatever life remains to us, I would gladly spend it fighting at your side and lying with you at night.
Un po' forzata come line, il fatto che te la faccia ripetere 3 volte, però vabbè.
Her mind touches yours, feather light and hesitant. A stark contrast to the confidence with which her thoughts intruded on yours in the past.
Tonight, there will be no voices, no orders, no gods. I belong only to you.
Allora, dove stava la cassa per la roba da vendere di qua. Sì. Allora, vediamo un po'. Statistica. Se ci andiamo con Jair è meglio, perché così possiamo raccogliere più roba. 3,15, 2,9. Ok, questi no, prendiamo solo questi.
I hope this is important. For your sake.
Vediamo un po'. Di roba di vendere ne abbiamo un po'. Ok. Possiamo andare a vendere la nostra roba. Vediamo nel vendor di qua.
Just tell me what you need.
Allora, vediamo un po'. niente, il resto non lo possiamo vendere. Possiamo sempre acquistargli altri di questi. Una pala di fuoco, perché no? Questo cos'è? Muro di ghiaccio. Disintegrazione. Catena di fulmini. 2. Bloccare mostri. Sbaglio risolare. Poi se abbiamo comprato di roba, ok. Credo che ci sia andato più in vantaggio lei che di noi. Però vabbè, ormai abbiamo comprato.
Lady light away.
Ci siamo lasciati un po' trasportare degli acquisti. Vabbè.
We leave the heart of the Absolute alive, thanks to you. You did well to defeat Ketheric, but Ketheric was only the first to fall. There are many more battles ahead, and they will not be so easily won. You will need allies. Jaheira's wisdom will be an asset to you on the journey ahead. Her harpers too. But if we are to succeed, we will need others.
Ok.
Good. I am glad to hear that. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is... Seek on its streets those whose purpose aligns with our own, and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the Absolute.
No one back home will ever believe this.
The road to Baldur's Gate is west of the town. If we hurry, we'll arrive before the Absolute's forces. Ketheric may be gone, but the shadows remain. On our guard. The road to Baldur's Gate is up ahead. No turning back once we start down that road. The Shadow Curse still taints the land. Perhaps we could have lifted it, had we tried. The Absolute's armies are on the march, and Baldur's Gate is their target.
Ketheric is defeated, the path ahead clear. You should be elated. The sight of the land you leave behind does nothing to alleviate your sorrow.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping and yes sir, no sir, rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan's falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill Ketherick. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light. Little tyrant. Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight. Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
You wish to consult me?
Sul dialogo possiamo togliere la torcia.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Nessun discorso.
Almost pleasant traveling with company. If you ignore all the less...
I'm listening. The egg is gone. A fragile thing. Easily lost, easily broken. But inside it, I glimpsed a speck of my people's future. A future I will fight for, and one I would die for.
Ah, ok. È sparito l'uovo. In che senso è sparito l'uovo? Tutta la fatica ci abbiamo fatto per pigliare quel dannatissimo uovo. Ok, non è che ci abbiamo impiegato poi così tanto tempo a prendere quell'uovo, però insomma ci aveva investito comunque del tempo. Niente uovo.
Shadowheart has found a little bit of herself again. Selûne cannot take all of the credit. She may have lit the way, but it is the cleric who took this step. That speaks well of your taste. I've heard my share of bad ballads about things I never did. If you have questions, ask. Just don't expect my answers to rhyme. It was Baal alone we faced in our time. And bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books, or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder? Don't tell me which. Against all life experience, I will choose to assume the best. Ask it. More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think, saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I. Then, greetings, Sir Tadpole. I was wondering where all the questions suddenly sprang from.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With his help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes? A thrill courses through you at the thought. You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. The reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March. Join my power.
Ok.
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
Allow me to demonstrate.
My victims await.
Maledizione.
Onward.
Ah, giusto, che c'è l'esercito.
Death's close at hand. Come quickly. I can't do this without you.
Some healing for a wizard in need.
Ah, già perso.
Stretch. A grievous wound.
Allora.
Fresh orders?
Always this same old song. I may not have claws, but I make do.
Death is but a word away.
More are coming. Hurry! all become thralls.
Ah, ma hanno proprio ucciso il PG. Bene. Ma non benissimo. Niente, a questo punto direi che la cosa migliore sia andarsene, ecco. Sì. Perfetto. Con piacere.
Your stomach drops. Your chest constricts. Your thoughts begin to splinter.
You are found. Now you hear me. Now you yield. Join me. Thrall.
Tecnicamente lei non dovrebbe averci il cosa, infatti non si è trasformata, ecco, infatti. Sembrava strano. Carichiamo la partita. Sembrava strano perché non si sarebbe dovuto trasformare né avere la visione, ok. Trasformare no.
Should mind my step.
A questo punto tiriamo direttamente a dormire e via.
The event, the absolute, all you sort of with his together. Will you liberate them? Right now, your resolve feels for you will not sleep.
We're under attack! Help me, or we lose everything! Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
Hope your soul is in good hands.
This is not how I die.
On your command. Onward.
That orb's about to explode. I speak from some experience.
E sono cavoli.
I'm here. Help me. I'm under attack.
Oh, I'll fill that one later.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
At the ready.
Ok.
Fall by my hand.
Perché c'ho la torcia al posto di un'arma? Non me lo vado neanche a chiedere.
Never a dull moment.
Mi sa che ho sprecato un incantesimo, eh? Sì.
Come to the skull.
Non stiamo neanche a luttarli ormai.
hold them back alone. It's not over. Come to the skull.
Before you do anything, I am your ally.
Ho saltato un pezzo. Sì.
Are in danger.
A mind flayer? What the blazes is going on here?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me. I am not your enemy. I am the reason you are free. We are more alike than you want to admit. Look past it. I know you don't want to, but you must. Now, help me. Fool!
Che attacco.
Without me, you will perish.
Sto giro, proviamo a attaccarlo sto giro. Destroy the honor guard. Questo è un po' imbrogliare. Ma non vale, città. Ma non vale così imbrogliare. Vabbè. Riproviamo. Questo è imbrogliare. Torno a sottolineare, imbrogliare questo.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Allora, intanto, prima cosa. Non è la mia arma, ma ce la facciamo bastare.
I need you now.
danger indeed, Mind Flayer. What the hells is happening?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me. I am not your enemy. Do not be driven by fear. Trust me now, and I promise you will have. Now, help me.
Maledizione.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere.
You must be joking. Look around you. We are at war. Fight with me. Your future depends on it. Fool! Without me, you will perish.
Allora.
Lilala.
Not your enemy. The Githyanki are. Stop! I'm the one keeping you alive.
No matter what you heard, Serene she might see, but nature has
Labored breaths resound like a death knell in your mind, tolling for the end of all hopes of survival and freedom. With startling clarity, you realize the Mind Flayer was telling the truth. If it dies, so do you.
Thank you. With your help, we will both survive.
is my way.
Destroy the Onanova.
Senza saper né leggere né scrivere. Io tiro palla del fuoco. Non è così efficace. Peccato.
Orders.
Diavolo, lo tiro così e via. Non è servito un granché, però va bene. Perfetto.
Easy these days.
resists all attempts to shatter it.
Sit down for a rest and not rise again.
I must regain control over the Githyanki prince. Your reluctance to help nearly cost us everything. You saw reason just in time. But you are not the one I wish to speak with. Bring me your leader. Stand. Now is not your time. We have much to discuss.
Whatever it takes.
I will only speak with the one in charge.
Non è questo che fare. Vabbè. Ormai è morto. Allora, vediamo un po'. Mintara può rimanere morta per ora? Credo di sì.
What to do?
Riportiamola in vita così non spendiamo 200 monete che non abbiamo dall'altra parte.
I cannot take much more of this.
No one's stopped me yet.
Always nice to be wanted.
I will only...
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Don't look at me like that. I'm a mind flayer, yes. And the one who saved you again.
And so we should swoon and offer a kiss, abomination? Ah, I would not even know where to plant it.
You grew attached to a mere disguise, but you judge without even knowing me. It's like I said before, I'm just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain. one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my own city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them. Rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call me Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive-mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Blackith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Blackith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Blackith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Blackith will be finished. A very good question. One that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is ruinous to Blackith. She has done everything in her power to keep his existence a secret. That Gortash and the Chosen found out about it. This is impossible to explain. But it was important enough to them that Gortash sent me to retrieve it. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment. While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. There may come a time when that is necessary, but there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. The moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design. You are already more illithid than you realize. It has improved you. You seek to reverse an inevitable process. A process of evolution. When I first escaped from the Elder Brain, I too railed against the change. But the longer I have inhabited this form, the more it has grown on me. Even if my original body remained intact after I transformed, I would not return to it. Doing so would only impose limitations. As an illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You too should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
A fine idea, or at least an idea.
You continue to surprise me. Even as you are, you have shown rationality that puts you far above your kind. You will do well as an illithid. Now, hold out your hand. It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another. What are you?
Problema risolto.
Coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast.
I suppose, if it works. But if you had opened your mind to it, rather than consuming it, your allies could have taken advantage of its power as well.
The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain, and bring it under our control.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. We'll talk later.
Since you ingested my gift instead of using it, there is nothing further I can do for you right now.
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable, but impenetrable. Within it, the Githyanki prince is as silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being siphoned away.
Abbiamo un po' di cadaveri qua e là, ma vabbè.
So your mysterious artifact, tamer of parasites, is only another parasite itself. How do you feel? Knowing the cost of keeping your transformation at bay. Still is, probably. Along with a tadpole that, lest we forget, is just waiting for a chance to split your skull. Illithids are monstrous creatures. But in the end, they are only that. Creatures. And if it can, a parasite will keep its host fat, happy, and safe. Until it is finished feeding, at least. Am I comforting you? I am not comforting myself. Use the Emperor as it would use you. Or discard it. My days of doubting you are done. That speaks well. If you have questions, it was... There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder? What need, when it seems so intent on repeating itself? But stay this apocalypse, and I'll let you read my journals. Promise. Ask it. More... Then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I. Do not be moved to pity. It is a predator pinned in a trap. And if it wriggles free, you'll find it still has teeth.
Quite the rug pull, eh? A mind flayer manipulating us this whole time. Such creatures are not to be trusted as a general rule, though this one does appear to have had a significant hand in our survival up to this point. At best, an ally whose motivations remain shrouded in deceit. We should be wary of what such an alliance may cost us.
You wish to consult me?
Nessun nuovo dialogo.
than nothing.
Your parasite communes with Lae'zel's. Her heart races as she learns of the events inside the astral prism.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshis teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant Illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps. The seed and the sower. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way. The egg is gone. A fragile thing. A future I will fight for. And one up. What about him? The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature. Powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his Illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign. The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that, when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself? A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of Illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves. Orpheus is honor guard, loyal to the end. trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
Shadowheart looks different. A change of diet, perhaps?
Che senso?
Something is different about Shadowheart. New facial creases, perhaps. A fresh battle scar I hadn't noticed. Bah, it eludes me.
So di che parla? Mi sembra con... Ah, i capelli colorati.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something?
Sì, perché i capelli diversi? Vabbè, non c'è il dialogo qua. Adesso
Be
comparirà.
honest. What do you think of the new look? Honest of you? I can appreciate that, after being lied to by Shah for so long. Give it time. It may grow on you.
Shadowheart walks a little freer of the shadows. She could shave her skull and paint it purple. It would still suit her. Ask it. It was Baal alone with. Help won't come from the history. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder? I've passed enough years that counting them is a waste of what remains. Which is to say, yes, I am that old.
Ah, posso proprio volare adesso, bene.
Looking forward to a bit of rest, if I'm honest. It's been a long century.
Be gone, friend. I have a darling to adore.
There's no more radiant sight than that of someone who's learned to love themselves anew. Shadowed in name, but no longer in spirit. It suits her. How can I help?
Oh, we have a new look for a new Shadowheart.
Sì, ma chi se ne
Nice
frega
as
della
it is,
conciatura?
She still doesn't have the best hair in the camp.
Come no? Chi se ne frega della conciatura? Magari il fatto che siamo stati raggirati per tutto il tempo non importa.
Hello, my dear.
No, non importa. Vabbè.
You wish to consult me?
È bello il consiglio, gli oggetti marcati in rosso appartengono a qualcuno. Non ti dice non rubarli, dice rubali di nascosto. Mm. Questi sono consigli utili.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves, and take their nether stones.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum. She went looking for herbs. That's what she said. Said it was for the spots. She had them all in her hands and face. She said she wouldn't be gone long. But that was a whole 10 days ago.
The herbs you know for salving sores would take effect immediately. It seems unlikely this child's mother will return.
It does get quite cold out here. I'll have another look for her first. Thanks a lot.
That's why we need to walk just a little more. One foot in front of the other.
Think about it. They're stuck here with no point.
I know, little one, but you'll be in a big, cozy bed soon enough.
You'll have anything you want for supper.
I do not understand why the matrons, sorry, patriarchs of the city do not open their gates to the refugees. I was not suggesting they be allowed to roam free. They should be put to work. The city needs laborers and fodder to protect it. Yes. And if they work hard enough for long enough, the city might allow them to earn their freedom one day.
You'll have anything you want for supper. All the treats your tummy can handle.
Turn back, citizen. No passage in this direction. It's bloodier than a butcher's backyard out there. Piles of dead absolutists, and a few of our own as well. The cultists assaulted the gate, armed to the teeth trying to break in. They nearly had it too, before the Steel Watch intervened. A little more than that. You'll see for yourself soon enough if you head to the city.
We need to walk just a little more. One foot in front of the other. We told our son that this is a holiday to spare him the truth. We don't have homes to go back to.
Allegria.
What in the hell was that?
Felt like an earthquake. As if I didn't have problems enough already.
Nearly there now. See the city? No, we pay taxes for you to protect us, not these intruders.
I'm paid to take down troublemakers, so don't make trouble.
mistook you for one of them for a moment. The refugees, that is. You're a recent arrival for sure, still bearing dust from the road. But you have something they lack. Dignity. These wretches have nowhere to call home, nothing to live off but what they carry, and nobody to help them but themselves. And me, of course. Indeed. You'd be shocked by the sort of things they bring with them. Gold and jewels, they can't easily exchange. Heirlooms, rarities, sentimental items, even cremation urns. Alas, you can't eat grandmother's ashes, nor can you easily trade a golden candelabra for a bowl of soup. That is where I come in. Liquidity. Their heirlooms for my gold. Difficult to get a good day's trade done when I'm expected to keep watch for Shadowheart at the same time. Who knows when she'll finally turn up? Is that so? Well, perhaps you should retrieve her then. There is an enterprise within the city that I help to support. I know I said I wasn't given to charity, but this place is dear to my heart. I'd tell you more, but they value discretion above all, as do I.
Your elders and learn.
Instead of these scruffy outlanders.
Sylvanas softened my steps. Sylvanas softened my steps. Feminine, unseen. No one hides like a harper. Eyes to yourselves. Quick and quiet. Sylvanas softened my steps.
Vabbè, ho capito.
I'm not paid to debate with civilians.
No, we pay
No
taxes
one
for you
hides
to
like a
protect
harper.
us, not these intruders.
I'm paid to take down troublemakers, so don't make trouble.
Quiet as my mushing. Feminine mind.
Niente, non funzionerebbe. Vabbè, piano B.
There's beggars and criminals, and we won't have them.
Got ya!
Final report.
Maledizione. Spero un po' di più di 16, però vabbè.
My, your imagination runs hot, doesn't it? Perhaps you should turn to poetry, or offer your services to Baldur's Mouth. I hear those rag traders enjoy a bit of fiction.
Non sono un nano, quindi non posso usare questo schiocco gelido. Magari questo ce lo teniamo.
Refugees can't stay here in Remington. We're a danger to all of us.
Got diseases? Then any one of them could be a spy for the Absolute.
Back off and return to your homes. That's an order.
Why don't you protect us instead of these...
Donations? Very funny. You can make a donation to the refugees, or you can leave. Well, if you must, I suppose it saves me the walk. But if you're gonna do it, hurry up.
Traps. One always has to be on the alert.
Just done a few. A couple turns should do it.
Look where city's gone. I say, terribly decent of you to come over and exchange pleasantries. Oh, folk come, folk go. It's a little dull, to be frank. The room next door has rather reeked of late, though. And that's coming from me. Salutations once more.
Back again, are you? If you don't have anything to donate, you can get going. What? Who'd put explosives in toys? Very well. Show me these explosive toys, then. You were right. Explosives. Now give me some room. I need to make sure the rest of these donations are safe. You try and find whoever is responsible for this.
crimes being investigated in this area. You appear to be the prime suspect. You may have talked your way out of this one.
About honest citizens.
No rest for the wicked, I see.
Baldurians! Stand with me against this tide that threatens to overwhelm us.
Please just go home. You're ruining a perfectly uneventful posting with this nonsense.
The Flaming Fists are supposed to protect this good city, but they allow trash and vermin to take our homes and goods. You're a true Baldurian, I can tell. You must understand why we need to keep these strays out of our city. And what exactly are you implying? You bleeding hearts are always painting us as monsters. We don't want them dead. We just want Baldur's Gate to be for Baldurians. Let Waterdeep give this riffraff shelter. Refugees can't stay here in Rivendell.
And these things have stayed interesting.
That's not what I meant. But if you do insist on continuing... The place was empty. Keep those thugs away from my family. Danuvia! Get these squatters out of my house now!
Arthur, sweetheart, you paid me and my boys to be caravan guards, not cattle wranglers. If you want us to get our hands dirty, it'd be our pleasure. But that'll be extra.
This is my home. I may pride myself on my philanthropy, but I draw the line at being a halfway house. Zenobia and I are just navigating a slight contractual disagreement. Not that it's any of your concern. Agreement? Why should I negotiate with the vermin who've stolen my house? I've got nothing to say to them.
Hey.
Are you threatening me? Zenobia, why are you just standing there? Do what I'm paying you for.
You paid us to protect you and your high-quality merchandise on the road. And we've since arrived at our destination. As I said, anything else is extra.
This is the last time I hire someone from the guild. Fine. Here's the extra. Finish the job. Now, please show this meddler some of that famous Rivington hospitality.
Ok. Allora, te sei prima, eh? Bene. immaginavo. Però volevo comunque provare quell'attacco. E uno è andato.
Unleash me.
All right. You won. You won. What more do you want from me? Well, with Zenobia and the others gone, I don't suppose you'll take no for an answer. All right, they can stay. Are you happy now? Now
Abbastanza.
I have to figure out what I'm going to do. A room can wait. After what you've put me through, I need a drink.
Finiamo di luttarli però prima. Che qui ridendo e scherzando, ma ci servono fondi.
Heartless scum. I'm a reasonable woman. We could easily work something out in a house this big.
Not quite sure why you stood up for us like that, but I won't say I'm not grateful. Thanks. And may Torm keep you. Same way lots of us did. Trying to get away from the army of the Absolute. If you had the chance to put a roof over your family's heads after being on the run for Torm knows how long, wouldn't you? We will stay. For now. I just hope he doesn't pay anyone else to come sniffing around. Thank you. And may Torm keep you. You're the first person in this city to have our backs. Thank you. Really.
Haven't you heard there's an army?
Now we don't have to leave. I'm gonna build a big house for all the rats. It's gonna be really fancy. You'll see.
Contenta tu.
Something over there. Come on, open up. Watch how you go. There's a trap. Watch how you go. There's a trap.
Te pare se non beccassi una trappola.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
It looks like our merchant friend's the one who's been putting explosives in teddy bears. This must be where he was making them. There's no shortage of evidence.
Here we go.
Bene, abbiamo le nostre prove.
She'll be all right. She's a brave girl. We'll get through this.
Who's next?
We're a long way from Waterdeep.
Let's get going.
Do try the grass, should it take your fancy. Such sweetness should be shared.
Instead of these scruffy outlanders.
It's no wonder we're being replaced by steel watchers. Gods, any one of us could have been blown to smithereens. I don't need you standing here gawking. Double the patrols. We're dealing with a maniac here. Attention fists. Listen up. One more dereliction of duty, and you're all going on punishment detail. Got it?
Un po' di standoff laggiù, però ok.
Baldurians!
Please.
Ah. Another. You and I have nothing.
Nature's servant awaits.
Balduria!
Please.
The flaming. Ah. Another visitor, I see. Listen, we keep letting the likes of you in. Soon, there'll be no room left for any of us true Baldurians. Excuse me? I was born inside the city walls, a Baldurian through and through. Wherever you're from, clearly they don't teach manners.
Bah. Vabbè.
Still breathing, despite everything.
At least we'll have some peace.
Peace? What peace? Haven't you heard there's an army marching towards the city?
Better to be within its walls than without, Martha. At least here.
Niente incastrato.
All right, what now?
Instead of complaining to me, why don't you find a different delivery service?
That's cute.
When there's no hot water.
Ok.
What's that?
C'è un cavo che conduce di qua. Vediamo un po'.
What's that?
Come in Star Wars, se colpisci un ingranaggio quello funziona. Ok. Siamo sotto il ponte.
Part of a ring. Looks like it combines with that other broken piece from before. Cacchio stava. Trovo l'altro pezzo. Infatti. Allora a casa non ha senso. Niente, ok. Allora, questo è un buon punto dove fermarci. E per adesso sembra un buon punto di conclusione. Noi ci rivedremo a settembre con la continuazione di Baldur's Gate 3 e con tanti nuovi progetti. Signore, è stato un piacere accompagnarvi in questo viaggio anche quest'anno e noi ci rivediamo a settembre. Alla prossima.